Hello YouTube. In today's video, I want to address one of the most common questions I see asked online, which is I've textured my model in Blender and I've put it in Unity, Godot, Unreal, whatever game engine, and everything's disappeared. The material's all gone. What happened? So what's going on there is people are using the material editor in Blender and they're making, these cool setups with all these different nodes that we have available that give us tons of power and freedom, and they're super awesome. But this is in a different shading language than, Blender or than Unity, Unreal, Godot, etc. So when you take this file and you put it over there, none of this work that you've done in the Blender material editor carries over. And the answer that I always see in the comments, which is actually wrong, is, hey buddy, you're shit out of luck. You should have just done an image texture. You're gonna have to recreate everything from scratch in your game engine of choice. And while you can, recreate it in a different shading language in your game engine of choice, you're not actually shit out of luck. What you can do is bake your material that you've set up in Blender down to an image texture, and then you can put that in the game engine so you can still use all of your work. So just for some demonstration here, this is the base texture that I did with just simple texture paint with this guy. But I've done some changes with nodes here. Like I added a subtle skin texture just to the skin. I added this fabric material just to the pants. I even added a little bit of ambient occlusion just to make his muscles pop more and everything. And again, one of the really cool things about doing it with Blender's material editor is you can make some nice changes, like changing the color of the fabric on the fly like that. So let's see, I'll set it to this just for demonstration. Right now they're not blue pants, they're kind of these brownish pants. And baking this down is super duper easy. If you've already watched some of my normal map baking videos, you probably know roughly where I'm headed with this. Just for starters, let's turn off the armature pose for this guy so that when we bake it all down, the ambient occlusion stuff isn't in the wrong place. And so let's also turn off the armature for the render there too. We're gonna go to our render tab. You have to be in cycles to bake. Make sure that your render settings have your noise threshold, just turn that off, turn off denoise, and set the samples to 1. And I already have this kind of set up from the take of the tutorial I didn't like, but it'll be at combined. We're gonna change it to just emission, and then what we're gonna do, because we don't want to bake in the lighting of the scene, we just want to get our nice texture map that we've made so that the game engine can use the lighting later, right? So with the Node Wrangler add-on, Control-Shift-Click on the node that you want to bake into a single image texture. In this case, it's this last mix node in the chain. If you don't have the Node Wrangler add-on, that's okay. Just drag and drop result from it to the surface of the material output. But you should get Node Wrangler. It's free. It used to come packaged with Blender before they switched to the online stuff, but just get Node Wrangler. Anywho, I digress. So we've got almost everything set up. All we have to do is press Shift A, search texture. We want to do image texture here. There we go. We're going to make a new one. I'm just going to make it 2048 by 2048. We're going to call this tutorial take 2, new image, and make sure you select that in here and don't plug it into anything yet. And then when your node, any node that's not like an actual shader, any of these image nodes plugged into the material output technically becomes an emission node. So that's why we're doing the bake type emission, so that we can get just this with no shadows or anything. So yeah, we just press bake and it's gonna take a little bit. Oops. It said no active and selected image texture because I went off on a tangent and deselected it. So make sure it's selected, click on bake. and it'll take a little bit to bake. I'll probably cut this out of the video. Alrighty, and it's baked, and we can see, because it's selected, everything is baked down to a texture. So all that ambient occlusion nodes that we added, the different image textures that we used color ramps to selectively put on different areas of the model, it is all baked on. So the last thing you have to do is save it. Now, the hotkey for that is Alt-S, or you can go to the hamburger menu, image, and save. Then we can save as, and then if we plug this into the base color of our shader node, you can see that this image texture works just fine. And whatever game engine you go to, it's gonna work just fine in that too. And there you go. When you make a material in Blender, you can export that as an image texture to other game engines. You don't have to just get rid of it. And I hope that was useful. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Oops, that's should be disabled. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. You deserve good things. And yeah, good night.